Okay. So this game's just kicking off. We've got Wood Elves versus Orcs. How beat up is this Wood Elf team? Not very. What have they got? Anything? Nothing interesting. Their MVP die. Their MVP must have died. That sucks. The Orcs versus Wood Elves, tough matchup. Very tough. For both teams, but this is sort of a ballsy Wood Elf play. No, only one reroll, so at any point his turn can just end. Lots of dodge though, so hard to knock down. 5 players with dodge. The only one he cares about that doesn't have dodge is the thrower. What happened with the Orcs? Are they missing a Black Orc? They're missing 2 Black Orcs. Just one. Just hiding here. A lone lineman. Might see a kickoff soon. I know, crazy times, right? Okay, perfect defense. Not probably going to change anything from this. Don't want to base more of the Orcs. You don't want to get punched by the Orcs. They might just move up a bit. Give them less space. So the sides of the screen might move up. But probably not. What have we got? Ah, there we go. What have we got on this Orc team? MVP Blitzer. Touchdown on the thrower. Casualty on the Black Orc. And that's it. So pretty much fresh teams. Close to as you can get. Both teams missing a piece. Missing the Black Orc here. Gonna suck. Missing probably just the lineman, I think. So this actually makes the screen a lot weaker and gives more blocks to the Orc. I wouldn't have liked this strategy if I was the Wood Elf coach. The ball is deep enough so that the Orcs don't have to worry about the Wood Elves coming in and stealing it if they fail to pick it up, which is lovely. They've got 4 blocks on and a blitz, which is nice. You usually only get 3 blocks. Oh shit, they've got 5 blocks. 5 blocks and a blitz. You can see some dead elves. Not like that, we won't know. No dead elves here. Stroker feeling kind of pushy today. Rather than punchy. A block here. Die. Here with the 2 die, that guy can come around there. Oh, lots of very pushy Orcs today. There we go, finally knocked a man over. No armor break though, that's unfortunate. Would have been nice to have broken some armor there. Pushy, 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 push him in there, then you follow up, or you don't. There we go, punchy. Good punching. Break armor, do it. Oh, we did it. Just a stun though. But that's helpful. Every little helps. That was all before the blitzers got involved. The blitzers are the best pieces at knocking down the enemy. In this case, it worked. And a KO. Very nice. So player advantage for the Orcs in turn 1. Always nice. Will they blitz a catcher or will they blitz a war dancer? I'd probably say catcher. They can blitz right up the middle. take out the catcher there. If they wanted to. See, so this guy picks up the ball, he's then trapped, these war dancers come down, these blitzers sort of have to stay around to provide roadblocks for the war dancers. This guy will probably get knocked down here. It's an interesting decision. They might put the loner one square up. Yeah, there we go. I mean, blitzing a catcher makes so much more sense than blitzing a war dancer. Much more likely to knock him down. Straight out the middle, bud. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh. Oh, they're going for the line elf. He doesn't have dodge, so that's good, because he wouldn't have been knocked down. And an armor break. And he's dead. Rip. Lest we forget. We all remember him. Brutal, savage, wrecked. I'm getting all emotional. Oh, he's dead. Moving on. Probably attempt to pick up the ball. These guys, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, they can really put some pressure on. Okay, so they can actually base this guy now. If he goes 1 GFI forwards, they'll be able to blitz him. This is actually kind of a tough position now for the Orc coach, because he's going to have 2 war dancers on him in the backfield and not a fat lot that he can do about it. I suppose these blitzers can come back, but again, if you're relying on knocking down a war dancer, you're probably going to have a bad time. The good thing about this is that 2 strength 3 pieces are out, which leaves him with 3 strength 2 and... I can't count. 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 strength 3. So it's going to really cut down the amount of blocks that the elves can get. Not that the elves are really looking to get into a fight, but anything's possible. Oh! He fell over on the going for it. And that's the one reroll that this team has used in the first turn. This could end poorly. 1, 2, 4. So really this orc has to run up and around. Can't get through the middle. Maybe they can somehow blitz one off so that he can run up here. See a dodge. Oh, the catcher's coming in. Okay, so it's more likely now that we'll see the blitz on the catcher. These 3 or 4 pieces will move back and they'll form a cage around the ball carrier deep in their own half. Start the long old grind up the pitch. They're supposed to have fixed this bloody post. I don't really know why it's there. There's no kicking in this game. This post is just useless. And all it does is block your view. Look. Oh, what a lovely post. What a post. Alright. Orc turn 2. 1 block. 1 block and 1 blitz. That's all they're getting. Johnny's done a pretty good job of keeping his elves away. Get the blitz on the catcher. If he wants to roll a POW or a both down, he rolled a both down. That's good enough. Oh, what? Okay, that seems odd. Could have knocked the guy down. Did Smartin forget he had block? Oh, this isn't at all safe. Okay, so This is almost certainly going to be a score for the Wood Elves. That's unfortunate. How can they... They could move this guy... Movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they got to move. This catcher can come around to give an assist here. They could blitz from this side to push onto the ball with one of the war dancers. The other war dancer picks it up and runs it in. Or they blitz with the war dancer here, push him onto the ball. The catcher dodges out and runs it in. Not like that they're not going to do, though. Oof. And a KO on the one player on the Orc team who can actually reliably pick up the ball. That's unfortunate. But no follow-up. So this is... I can get down there and then it'll be a 1-die. Okay, they're just going to try and pick up the ball. But yeah. They could have made that easier for themselves by pushing the thrower onto the ball, thus causing a scatter, which stood a very strong chance of not landing in an Orc tackle zone. And then if they'd done that, then that pickup would have succeeded. As it is, the Orcs are now in a fair amount of trouble. Very greedy play to try and go for the pass. Unfortunate to... what did he end up rolling on the pass? Oh, it was a 5+ pass anyway, so... Not that unfortunate. And rolling a 1 on the go for it. It'll be a rerolled probably. So this blitzer can get back and perhaps blitz away this catcher. It's like that's what's going to happen. Oh, he's blitzing the war dancer. Interesting. And he rolled a 1 on the going for it. Unfortunate, so now it's a simple block here, and then the catcher picks it up and runs in. Unless Johnny gets greedy and decides he wants to score on a war dancer. If I were playing this game, I'd just block, run in. This is a bit of a predicament for the Orcs, though. This is their offensive drive. They desperately needed to get something more out of it. They're only 1 piece up, which isn't great. And obviously all of these pieces are much better than nearly every piece the Orcs have. So the value is not equal. They've killed a lineman, knocked out a lineman. All the key positional players on the Elf team are still here. That's unfortunate. We may see dodge blitz. Probably the best way. Okay, he's just going to run it and pick it up. And now running the score. Yep. Elves, they'll do it. Cool, so this gives the KOs a chance to come back. The Orcs will receive the ball again. They have another chance to score and tie up the first half. The thrower came back, that's really important. Sure hands will be everything to them because they only have agility 3. So now there's going to be some more punching, which is nice for the Orcs. Should be able to block down this line fairly easily. That was an unfortunate first couple of turns for the Orcs, though. Pretty shitty. But you know, they could have knocked down the catcher, chose to not do that instead. Could have moved the ball carrier to safety, chose to leave him in a dangerous position and attempt a dangerous pass. It's going to bite you when you play against elves and you make these kind of mistakes. Extra reroll for the elves, very good considering they are out. Kick, which is in range of this war dancer and this catcher, that's risky. Start with the blocking though. Starting with the loner, that's interesting. If we double skulled there, that could have been a problem. Move alignment up here and get a 3-die with this Black Orc. Excellent, another KO, just what you need. Unfortunately, still just a line elf. Not the most valuable pieces on the team, but certainly a good thing to get done. Now 3 players down on the Wood Elves. But you only need 2 elves to score. 1 to throw it, 1 to catch it. These orcs are very pushy. They like to push people. They don't really like to knock people down. That's unfortunate because it blocks this route to get to the catcher. This blitzer can still blitz this catcher if he wishes. Like they might be blitzing the war dancer, however. So they only knock this guy down on a POW, which they rolled. Very nice, and an armor break. Just a stun though. Still, a downed war dancer is often a fouled war dancer. Here, there are only line orcs in ring. There's one. But he won't be able to get an assist. See what these blitzers do. Kind of depends on where the ball ends up. So they're looking to form a cage in the middle of the field, but the guy does not have the movement to get there. Okay, marking up the war dancer. That's a good choice. Kind of a free block, but at the end of the day, you're forcing your opponent to roll dice. So there won't be a cage. Means this war dancer can actually just one here, dodge out very easily, or he can dodge this way. Kind of a bit of a minefield for the war dancers, actually. This is a nice setup. There's enough orcs here in a good enough position that even if they manage to block one of them down, there's not going to be a gap by which this war dancer can leap in. Dodge out, jump, leap to here. Oh, that's kind of dangerous. Okay, so the pushy on the Raknasi. You pushy, da 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 da. Oh. That's not what he wanted, da 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 da. Now he sets up a screen. Oh, and he dodged, and he failed with the loner. This shouldn't be re-rolled again. And the loner is stunned. What blocks do they have? Okay, they have a block on a catcher. They have a block on a line elf. This catcher is very exposed. War Dancer is in good position to defend, make a defense on the cage. Okay, so it looks like they'll be caging the middle of the field. We could perhaps see if they want to foul the War Dancer. They do have a line orc 9 range. Foul with Blitzer or a Black Orc, they're too valuable. They're going to try and get a 3-die blitz on this? Or are they going to blitz elsewhere? Looks like the blitz is coming from elsewhere. Facing the catches with the blitzers, very nice. looks to me like perhaps they want to blitz down the War Dancer again, but they don't have a block piece left to do it. They also don't have enough pieces to form a cage if they're going to do that. And block these two guys down. Again, I don't think Smartin realizes he has block. Could just be knocking these guys down, but nope. It's interesting. I mean, this is the second time now that he's done it, so it must be a decision that he's making. They need to block this guy down, and then the line out orc can get in. But if they do that, then they don't have enough pieces to cage properly. Oh. There is a foul opportunity now on the War Dancer, with a 1 assist. Very strange defensive play by the Orc coach, because this War Dancer can just dodge out. Well, first of all, the catcher dodges out, puts a tackle zone here, then the War Dancer dodges out and just one-die blitzes down the ball carrier. But it's quite clear that Smartin does not recognise that his blitzers have block, because this is now twice in a row where he could have knocked down the catcher and failed to do so. Okay, so the tackle zone is going there. Catcher going to dodge out and try and come up. Can make it. This move doesn't really seem to accomplish anything. They can block down this piece with the thrower. Dodge. Excellent. Good. I can block this piece pushing back to here, which would make this not a dodge. Nice. Okay, the dodging blitz onto the ball carrier, and he's gone the wrong way. If he blitzed from here, it would have been a 1-die. He went through all this effort of basing these orcs and then didn't use it. It's interesting. And then didn't follow, so he's still gonna have. He has no tackle zones on the ball for the orcs next to him, apart from this catcher who's gonna get pushed away. And this catcher will probably get 3-died by the Black Orc. Actually, this catcher could get 3-died as well. Oh, the leap. Nice. Nice. He realized his mistake in not following up. I got stuck. Yeah, I got stuck. Okay. That's nice. So now that gives him a lot of threats to worry about. There's now 4 pieces around the ball. Push back and almost certainly not follow up. Oh, he did follow up. Okay, so this catcher's going to get punched again. These 2 blitzers are free. They can do what they like. This Black Orc still has a 2-die block on the catcher, even without an assist. If he moves a few pieces in, he can get a 3-die block on the catcher. This is a 2-die. It could theoretically be a 3-die, but it probably won't be. And then this should be a simple blitz for one of the blitzes. These two. Oh, so that's that tackle zone gone. This is a 1-die from the Black Orc because of these two guys. If they move this lineman in here, or even just here, they can get a 2-die on the War Dancer if they fancy it. It looks like they're going to do. Cool. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so they can move Thrower up to there, and he would then give an assist for this Blitzer, 2-die block, and then move these two round to form the front of the cage. Alternatively, they could do that first, form the cage here first, and then move the Blitzer into, or the ball carrier into it. Okay, so the caging here. This is open at the back. The War Dancer can definitely get there. The catcher can definitely get there. They can move this Orc around. So now I guess a blitz on one of the catchers. This one. Unless this blitzer feels like blitzing the War Dancer. Catcher blitz, and they did manage to roll a power this time, so knocked him down. Lovely jubbly. No armor break though. There's a 2-die block over here from the blitzer on the catcher, and then follows a 2-die block from the Black Orc on the War Dancer. Excellent. Knocking down the War Dancer. Him onto the sidelines is always a good shot. No armor break. And they couldn't knock down the catcher, that's unfortunate. Leaves a 1-die block from the, oh dear. So now the elves find themselves in a bit of a pickle. There are many players down. I think it's 3 players? Yep, 3 players down. There's a cage, pretty strong cage formed in the middle. They don't have the players on their side of the pitch necessarily to screen it effectively, and 3 players overextended on the opposition half. Defending this is going to be very, very hard. Merely because of the amount of strength that the Orcs can bring to bear to any specific point, compared to the number of elves left to screen. Okay, so we're going to get a 1-die blitz on the blitzer, which is successful. I'll put a tackle zone on the ball carrier. Very nice. Because this guy was knocked down, this also sort of forces the blitz to happen here. Because the thrower cannot reliably dodge away from the War Dancer. So now if all these guys get to safety, that move, sort of unnecessary, gives a free block this Orc lineman here on the catcher. Now it's a 1-die. Very fighty elves, getting right up in the face of their opponent. Wow. What a whole lot of dodges. You know, it just turns out you don't need rerolls if you never roll 1s. Funny that. So these two are now out in the middle of nowhere. These two orcs. And just about every elf is going to be able to get back. There are chain pushing options. There's a 2-die block here. If this black orc moves in here, they can chain push. And probably free the ball carrier. But the turns are ticking. 2 turns to score. The ball carrier has to advance. Pretty much has to advance his full movement this turn if he wants to score with the ball carrier. If not, he has to move this orc up forward 2 or 3 squares. It's Orc Blitzer. And those are pretty much the only 2 scoring threats at the moment. This Orc Blitzer could also get round. What have we got? We've got 1 block. This is a 1-die. This black orc moves in here, they can chain push quite nicely, which would be an advantage. They have to clear these 3 players though, somehow, for the thrower to advance. This doesn't actually do anything. You have a 2-die here on the catcher, which it would seem logical that would be a place to start. It's a pretty safe block. They should probably utilize these linemen at the back. What does the orc coach feel like doing? That's the question. Okay, he's going to blitz the war dancer. That's not going to work for him. That's unfortunate. The chain push is still on for these guys, though. Getting this guy out now is not really an option. Okay, yeah, so they're not going to score this turn. This half. Most likely. Unless this blitzer can move into scoring position. The elves could theoretically score, provided this catcher stays up. It all started off very promisingly for Smartin in this first, second defensive drive, but unfortunately sort of stalled out, ran out of ideas. A few chances to knock down catchers that weren't taken. And then this is simply not seeing the potential for a chain push. Well, that's unfortunate. So this blitzer now has to dodge out and run his pretty much full movement down the pitch. Please remember you've got block. Yes, he's done it. Good. Yeah, this piece now is the only piece that can realistically score. It looks like he's going to block with him. Wonderful. So the Orcs will not score on their offensive drive, barring some sort of miraculous pass to a Black Orc or a lineman. Does he even have the movement? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, he does have the movement, but it seems unlikely. There's a good chance of a 1-die blitz with the leap. Dodges out, stands here. Or you can actually just this lineman in here, dodge out, leap from here to here. and it'll be a 1-die. Oh, well, no it won't be, because he rolled a double skull. So that makes this possible now for the Orcs to score. Unlikely, but possible. They need to clear this piece and then run through and hand off. So this is a 2-die block. They can blitz with a Black Orc. So this actually doesn't matter at all, unless they're planning on unless they're planning on a pass. But this would be the easier path, I think. We blitz this guy off, perhaps. It's Loner, and then you have a path. Back this guy. If he was planning to pass, that's really not a good option, because this War Dancer will be in a good position to intercept. The Wood Elves can't score again this half, but this is the last sort of hurrah for the Orcs. It'll work. This block doesn't matter. It's just asking for a turnover. Are they going to blitz alone? This. I guess they blitz with the blitz around. Push him that way. I don't know. Good, they knocked down a catcher. That's a good start. Do they break the armor? They do. And he's knocked out. Wonderful. So now this blitzer should blitz in here. Excellent, he knocked down the Loner. Not sure why this is taking so long. There you go. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sugar! That actually messed it up completely. That push. Oh, okay. So they're going to run him in first and try the extremely long pass. He's just going to run straight up. This will be a 5+ pass, 4+ maybe. That's unfortunate, but not unexpected. They could have made this easier on themselves. They could have handed off, but they blocked this War Dancer back into a position where he would block. Actually, that wouldn't have affected anything. He wasn't putting a tackle zone on the catcher. Sorry, the lineman. Yeah, they still should have gone for the handoff, in my opinion. It's a much easier situation. The Elves have come out relatively unscathed. Only a lineman dead. That's not the biggest deal. They've got a couple of chances to get their knockouts back. They've still got all their War Dancers, most of their catchers, their throwers still up. And they're going to win the first half. Pretty good first half for the Elves, honestly. Pretty good. There is potentially a blitz here if the War Dancer leaps out to here. Dodge away, and blitz in. That's pretty much the only blitz left. Not going to do it. So, first half won pretty convincingly by the Elves. There was this chance for the Orcs to score, but they chose the riskier path, and it didn't pay off for them. That's unfortunate, only getting one of the KOs back. So the Elves are still going to be down 3 pieces. They still have 3 linemen to put on the line of scrimmage though, so that's quite nice. They have 2 catchers, 2 War Dancers, and a thrower. Kind of interesting that this team went with a thrower. I don't really consider the Wood Elf thrower to be particularly useful, because he doesn't have sure hands or safe throw. Just has pass. And when it's like most passes you're doing on a 3+ anyway. I don't know. Definitely more expensive than a lineman, but you know, pass could come in handy. I just see there's very few times where you wouldn't want to be using your war dancers to pass. Bit of SPP. Have the war dancers got any SPP actually? Nothing at all. This is a very thin line of defense for the Orcs. I don't like that, considering they are by far the slower team. So once the Elves get behind them, they're going to really struggle to chase and catch up. However, what it does do is it forces the Elves to move quickly. Because there's going to be quite a lot of pressure on the ball carrier right from the get-go. I guess when you're 1-0 down, you do have to sort of take a more aggressive approach if you want to win. See how the kick goes. If the kick is short, that could really favour the Orcs here. But if the kick is deep, then that'll probably give the Elves time to get clear. There's no possibility of the Elves scoring in one turn from here. It looks like it's going to be a short kick. Oh, that's very short. This is great for the Orc team. They're going to be able to pressure the ball carrier right from the get-go. This guy's going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement to get up here. That'll give him 2. That's not far enough to retreat to get away from the blitzers. A good start. Starting with a loner block. Double pow. You can't say much fairer than that. Deciding whether or not to follow. Interesting, there's not really much advantage following, but there's no disadvantage either, so you may as well. My guess is they blitz through the line here and run both their catches down. So the catches can actually make it out of range of the Orc blitzer here. So if they stick this... Oh, a KO. Nice. That helps even the playing field a bit for the Elves. Very nice to knock out an Orc. Armor value 9 doesn't break very easily. They stick this piece behind the blitzer here, and then mark the thrower with the other one. They can quite happily make a pass to the catcher and then run him straight down. Okay, they're not going to go ahead and do. This guy still has the movement to base the thrower, actually. Can anyone else reach? So, weird order of doing things. I would have definitely picked the ball up past to the thrower first. But, because now, if he fails the pickup, he's got no pieces really around other than this war dancer. The other thing is the catcher is still well in range of this blitzer. He's well in range of blitzer reach him. He does, yep. He had to run further down, unless this catcher is the one that's going to run further down. Yep. But both catchers are in blitz range. Oh, and he failed the pickup. It's a reroll. Picked it up. Gonna see a pass through to where exactly? Because this ball can't stay here. Pass the war dancer, perhaps? No, that's not good. He's just going to punt it right down the end. That could be a good move if he just punts it somewhere down here. Oh, and he fumbled it. Oh, that is bad news, Bears. So now the Orcs will come in a heaving tide. And all the Elves are deep down here. One of the reasons I wanted to leave players back here is just in case they fail the pickup, as Orcs are wont to do. But yeah, there's enough Orcs and Blitzers here to make someone's life a living hell. They have rerolls aplenty. Picking up the ball shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, just putting a tackle zone on, I like it. Looks like they want to try and perhaps cage up after picking up the ball. Okay. So they have to knock this piece down, because otherwise they can't. Could have just gone that way, I suppose. This is all very confusing. The most important thing is to secure the ball. They have a piece here who can do it. And they have a piece who could run downfield and couldn't quite get out of range of this War Dancer. Okay, so blitzing with the Black Orc. Nice. Knock down the thrower. Wonderful. Pretty safe ball in there in 4 Orc tackle zones. This guy is probably going to be the guy to pick it up. That's unfortunate. Having to use the reroll there. Just a stun, so that player will be unavailable for the next turn. And double skulls. That's unfortunate. However, this ball, that's not coming out of there easy. The best move that the Wood Elves probably have is to blitz off one of the sides. Probably this side. Ooh, sure. Move the catcher in to provide an assist. Blitz, push the Orc onto the ball and hope it scatters around a bit. They have pieces in scoring range. War Dancer and this catcher are both in scoring range, as is this catcher. I believe this War Dancer? Yeah, this War Dancer is as well. Okay, double go for it, so it's risky. See the dodgy blitz. And probably push onto the ball here and hope for a decent scatter. Don't re-roll this, it's not worth it. Push him onto the ball. Oh, he re-rolled it. I'm not convinced that was worth it. And he didn't push him onto the ball. That doesn't really help very much. Because that ball is still in 3 tackle zones. And they have no way of removing those 3 tackle zones. They've made it trickier for the Orcs to get in, but they haven't made it easier for themselves. Okay, that makes it a tad easier, but that's also a turnover. And again, this is not a secure position for the ball. They can quite easily clear both these pieces. They have a 2-die block here. They have a 2-die block on the War Dancer. They can stand this guy up, actually move in here and have a 3-die block from the Black Orc if they desire. The thrower is not free. This blitzer is marking this catcher. Very sensible. They can stand up the Black Orc. Alternatively, they could block away the loner, and that would free up the blitzer and the Black Orc to move. And then leave one lineman marking 2 elves, which is very much worth it. How many blocks do they have? They have yeah, that just, well, it won't knock him down, but it'll get him off the ball. The more Black Orcs they can get on the ball, the better. Black Orcs are really tough for Wood Elves to deal with. They have no Dauntless, they have no plus strength. Nice double Black Orc on the ball. Could be triple Black Orc soon. But I imagine they want to use this Black Orc to punch the thrower out of the way. The Orcs have to bear in mind, they are behind. And whether they're just playing for the tie now, perhaps. But they can certainly win. Not like that, though. Or like that. Oh, and an injury on the Orc. That is unfortunate. The catcher remains. The 3 tackle zones on the ball. There was a lot of 1s and 2s he rolled there. Unfortunate, to say the least. Let's see what the elves are made of. This is really tough to get into. 2 Black Orcs here. This is the weak spot. And again, the blitz and push onto the ball is probably the way forward. Yep, so the dodgy blitz again from the War Dancer is most likely. Leaves this War Dancer in a position to react wherever the ball ends up. Also the thrower and this lineman. I'd have liked to see this lineman wait to stand up until he saw where the ball was going. So from this angle they can't actually push onto the ball. Very interesting. Following up would make sense. Unless he wants to go here to give it a 2-die block against the Black Orc. But this still doesn't achieve anything for the Wood Elves. Still going to really struggle to get that ball away from these 2 Black Orcs. Pick up? Yep. This isn't the way to do it, my friend. Pushing onto the ball is a much, much better way of scattering it around because you don't end your turn every time you do it. You don't leave your expensive pieces in position to get punched by Black Orcs every time you do it. This has gotten really messy now for the elves, and oof, this could hurt. Triple pow. Used up all his powers for the turn, and now there's 3 Black Orcs marking the ball. They should block with this guy. Because if they blocked with the guy standing to the south of the ball, they could have pushed the Wood Elf completely out of the way. Or they could just stun the guy. That makes sense. That works as well. They can now get this blitzer in to pick up the ball if they wish. Strength 3 elf here and a strength 3 elf here, so the blitzer would face a 1-die block next turn, most likely. Other safer things they could do beforehand would be to move this black orc into position here, perhaps. Blitz. Block down this line elf. There we go. Or blitz him down. One of the two. Although I imagine he actually wants to score with this orc, so perhaps this orc will pick up the ball. As he is only 1 SPP away from leveling up. We'll see what happens here. Oh, an armor break. Very nice. Wonderful. He didn't follow, so that suggests that he will be trying to pick up the ball. Gonna do it, or is he just putting more tackles? Just tackle zones then. 2-die block here against the catcher with the blitzer, very nice. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Wonderful. And now this blitzer is the one to pick up the ball. To try and pick up the ball. Oh, and he fluffed it. And then he unfluffed it. Good job unfluffing it, my friend. You did it. You are the man that we knew you could be. The ball carrier. There are 4 elves with full movement. Ooh, pushing him back towards. This war dancer has sort of been isolated down here for too long. They need to bring him back. He's one of the more powerful pieces. There is a possibility of a 1-die blitz. A possibility made all the more possible now. And she made probable. Yeah. They can move this elf 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here. They can move this elf in here. They can stand this elf up and then blitz this way. For a 1-die blitz on the ball carrier. Probably the best they're going to get. Surprisingly little damage done to the elf team. They've done a reasonably good job of staying away from the orcs, and actually the only 1 player down now. It's very good for turn 12. Looks like the screen game will begin now. Very nice, very nice. Bringing all the elves back. This guy needs to come back too. Fairly weak screen, they can punch right through it. But, you know, it's better than no screen. And at least they're bringing their players back so that next turn they can have a crack at it again if the cage weakens. War dancers, of course, being some of the best cage breakers, with the air ability to just leap in. Okay. So a 1-die blitz on someone who isn't. Or are they going to leap to... Oh, okay, they're going to 5+ dodge and then double attacker down. That's probably fair, considering the 5+ dodge worked. There are linemen nearby. There is, so this could be a juicy, juicy foul. And they don't even need to blitz free of the screen. They can just run around it, provided they knock this piece down. possible when the blitz from this blitzer. Again, he tried the really risky stuff before moving this war dancer, who's just been sat here having a chat with the thrower for the entire game. Wonder what they're talking about. Nice weather. Honestly, if the Orcs want to win, they need to move, and they need to foul this war dancer. Blitz down this catcher, move, foul the war dancer, move everyone else down. Base this catcher with the other blitzer. Maybe base this lineman with the Black Orc. The Wood Elves have no rerolls remaining, so basing them, forcing them to roll dice is the way forward. Every now and then you're going to roll a 1. And when you do, it's the end of your turn. I really like the look of the foul on this war dancer, though. It's absolutely one of the juiciest targets. Sideline caging is not a good idea against Wood Elves, because the war dancers will just leap in and 2-die you out into the crowd. Okay, blitzing with the Black Orc, so probably won't see the foul. Also not going to see this catcher knocked down, which is sort of worrying. They may look to just form another cage up here, using this piece on the back. Where can this Black Orc get to once this blitzer moves? Yeah, they can't really form a decent cage. Honestly, the Orc coach does not seem comfortable in attack at all. He doesn't seem to know what he's really aiming for. Doesn't have a plan. This is not a good cage if the blitz is going in here. Also, he's got to bear in mind the turns. I assume he's just playing for the tie now at this point, the way it's going. This is a weak cage. Very easy 1-die blitz on the ball carrier. In fact, with just 2 people standing up, it's a 1-die blitz. Doesn't even need to commit more than that. He's got to remember that he has a second war dancer down here. These pieces are too good to just idle. At least down here he is posing a scoring threat, though. And he's keeping the thrower down here, which means that if they do drop the ball, it's going to be hard to pick it back up. At this point... Oh, that's unfortunate. That's not what you wanted. So now if the thrower stands up, the war dancer has a 1-die blitz on the ball carrier. Yeah, they can't get more than 1 die. But 1 die could well be enough. Oh, nope. He's going to roll a 1. Not sure why he was going for it there. Didn't really seem necessary. So some catchers are going to get punched. Should be a full-on rush for the end zone now. Although actually, with no... No, that's a bad idea. He needs to stall it out some more. The Elves can score very easily in 3 turns. And the Orcs won't have time to respond. Scoring quickly would be a surefire way, in my opinion, of losing this game. He just needs to hold on, get within striking range of the end zone, and just cage up, hold on, keep bashing elves. Play for the tie. Looks like it's the only thing that's gonna... the best result possible for him at this point. Of course, with this War Dancer down here and this catcher here, should he drop the ball, there are chances for the elves to just turn around and score and win 2-0. In terms of the elf coach, he needs to stop taking unnecessary dice rolls and do the things that matter, namely blocking the ball carrier. Again, Smartin taking a long time to decide where he wants to go. I guess he's weighing up his choices. Wondering if he's going to come to the same conclusion, that perhaps a win is out of reach now and only a tie is the best option. So I guess the ball carrier will be going in here. That is out of range of the War Dancer. That is not out of range of these two, but it's unlikely to work. It's not out of range of the catcher, but the catcher is just strength 2. Blitzer is tied up. Can clear himself off with a blitz once this lineman clears the catcher. The safe thing to do would be to start with this blitzer's block on this catcher, and it's going to be a blitz. Push him into base contact with the Black Orc. That's not good enough, that's not what he needed. Now he has to try and dodge to form up the cage. On the plus side, that does make this catcher's dodges harder. Standing up the throw would be a really good move. Excellent. And will he attempt the 1 die on the lineman? Possibly. Doesn't have much to lose if he does. This lineman is not in range to really affect things. He can put tackle zones at the back here, but this War Dancer is too far out of range to affect the play at this point. The best thing that the Elf coach can do now is try and force a quick score by moving his War Dancers up the field. As I say, having this guy wasted down here for pretty much the entire second half has really not helped. Yeah, it's hard to see a situation in which this game turns out anything but a tie from here. I honestly think the worst thing that the Smartin could do would be to score quickly. But he might have no choice. It's very spooky once these War Dancers get up here. Armor break on the Blitzer. That leaves the Orcs actually only with a 1-man advantage in this scenario. Not necessarily what they're looking for. They can retreat to the side, cage up a little. Okay, so that leaves 4 players free over here. Probably 3 once this lineman stands up. Now the elves, this is the area of the pitch that matters at this point, and now the elves are even on players down here. Very important thing to note. The elves actually even on players overall. Oh, it's because this guy's stunned. Yeah, I think that. Oh, unfortunate. So that frees up this blitzer that could actually be really detrimental. Because now they're going to have 4 pieces to form a cage with. So the ball carrier is unmarked. He can just waltz in and score. However, leaving 2 turns for the elves to score is very brave. Smartest play would probably be use this blitzer down here, come put an assist, block this guy down, run away, use the Black Orcs as a screen to protect your ball carrier. The War Dancer can reach wherever he wants to go, but at best it will be a 1 die with no reroll. Okay, so they're going to use the Black Orc there as an assist. Block down this guy, push him to here most likely. Then this Black Orc comes... Ooh, unfortunate. Okay. So moving to here, I guess? With the blitzer, the Black Orc there, and this blitzer can't reach. I think he has to score now. I mean, he can still do this. And just hide here. And use these 2 pieces to screen himself. Yep, this looks to me like he's going to score. Which gives the Wood Elves 2 turns. And another chance to get their men back. Yeah, I don't see how they can adequately protect the ball carrier now. Disappointing round of blocking for the Orcs. And there it is, the touchdown. 1-1. Tied up. Can the Wood Elves pull off a 2-turner? With 2 turns, no rerolls, how many of their players came back? The 1 Orc. And 1 Elf came back. So that leaves the Wood Elves down 1. But it's a lineman. They have all the pieces they need, the catchers, the War Dancers. Yep, Smartin really needs to set up a deep defense here, make sure that they can't just run past him. The Wood Elves have no rerolls, so forcing them to make dice rolls is the key. Dodging, blocks. These are all areas in which the Orcs can force dice rolls out of their opponent. I like moving a blitzer back here. That's really good. They should just make sure that they don't deny one side too much. Keeping the blitzers on the line I don't like, because those are the fastest pieces on the team. They need to be further back so that if elves do get past, they can respond. Having the thrower back doesn't make a fat lot of sense. He's only movement 5. Having a lineman back again, only movement 5. If these were blitzers back here, this would make a lot more sense to me. But equally, forcing blocks against block pieces is a good move, especially when your opponent has no rerolls. Excellent. So the weak link again in this formation is here. If they manage to block down... Okay, now they don't even need to do that. They can just run through. Okay, now the weak point is here. You just run past, blitz down this guy, and they can get all of their elves into this area. Let's see what happens with the kick. I think this is a pretty dodgy formation from the Orc coach. It's going to be very easy to run by. Yes, they have defense in the back, but at the same time, you're probably going to be trying to block down a War Dancer. Splitting his troops across the pitch, interesting. That gives him potential for multiple angles of attack. It's definitely a good play. Means that he's not fixed to one side of the pitch. He can have scoring threats on both sides of the pitch, which will be tricky for the Orcs to deal with their lower movement. Attacking the sidelines is a really good play for elves. They're fast and they're highly agile, which means you can get the ball to them easily. It's a weird position for the catcher. I don't understand why he's not on the other side of the War Dancer to run past. That's going to cost him 2 squares of movement. A blitz. Excellent. And both of these Black Orcs are free to put tackle zones on the ball. I was about to comment that I didn't like the left of Black Orcs free, and this guy is, once the Black Orcs move, is also free. He can actually move under the ball. As can this blitzer. Blitzing down this lineman seems like the best play, then you base everyone else. Having these guys so far back now is starting to look like a bit of a problem. How will Smartin use this? My opinion, the best way would be to blitz down this guy, leave 2 Black Orcs on the ball, move a blitzer underneath the ball, move everyone else up to base the important pieces, make the elves roll dice, make them roll 1s. This guy can't get around anywhere important. Okay. Not interested in the ball, apparently. I wonder if Smartin knows that he can run under the ball. I'm gonna say he doesn't, because... Yeah, I'm gonna say he doesn't know that he can run under the ball. Either that or he's not betting on himself to catch in. So this Black Orc should definitely move close to where the ball's going to land, if not on it. The reason for blitzing this piece off is it would make the catch easier. Okay, so the Black Orc is moving under the ball. It'll be a 5+ catch. Maybe even a 6+. Agility 2, pick up before... Yeah, it's a 5+. And now these two players should base up here. Forcing the elves to roll more dice. This spread is quite nice. Each side is covered by one of these blitzers. And the thrower is moving up just in case the ball lands nicely. See, it was a 6+ and he got it. The Black Orc now holds the ball. He is in scoring position. Well, he will be. Sorry, in 2 turns' time. If they fail to bring him down. Sometimes you just gotta roll 6s. Oh, he went for the dodge. Which looked to me like a misclick. This is now a 2-die blitz from the War Dancer, who does not have to dodge. Patch is pretty stuck. There we go. The Black Orc will go down. He's yelling, "Timber! You better move. You better dance." Did. Oh, that's a good scatter. So the elves can't just run past because there's orcs in the backfield. Keeping this lineman there is a nice move. Prevents tackle zones. Sorry, it prevents orcs blitzing through here and here. Just taking the ball. But let's see how Johnny wants to attack this. He has a couple of options. He can run the catcher down. Probably a good option. He can leap the War Dancer down as well. Probably another good option. See what happens here. So this is now a 2-die from the Line Elf on the Black Orc. Oh, no, dodge. I wonder why this guy moved here then. Ah, and they're on. He rolled a 1. Not sure it's possible for the Orcs to score now. Oh, maybe, yeah, this guy can run through, pick up the ball, end up somewhere down here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so all he has to do is run his full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One go for it, actually. He has to go across one. Alternatively, he could... No, he still has to go across one regardless. This guy could do it as well. He could blitz this piece out of the way, and then this man could pick up the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he'd still have to do one going for it. Just because of the way this worked. If that guy had been pushed here, he probably could have made it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So the other option is a blitz down here. And then this piece runs to collect the ball. Still one reroll for the Orcs. Not entirely outside their own possibility of scoring. Just be interesting to see how they manage it. This War Dancer will be able to chase wherever an Orc Blitzer ends up. And they've still got the thrower in the back to offer an assist, so going Rambo will kind of be leaving it up to the gods, but at this stage it is the only chance to win. Yeah, pushing this piece here would have been much more sensible. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which leaves you only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 away from the end zone. So only one GFI next turn. So that makes life more difficult. They should definitely not blitz this war dancer. Pushing him here would be the end of the world. It is also cut off this blitz's path. Looks like they're going to blitz lineman. Not entirely sure about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the thrower can get to the ball, but he would have to do 2 GFIs and then pick it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I couldn't even get to the ball because of where the war dancer is. And this is risky now. This is very risky. Luckily, the elves don't have a piece in scoring position. Six. Yeah, they have to do the GFI on this guy when he picks the ball. And he has to pick the ball up. Or he just has to run. And hope that next turn one of his dudes over here will be able to pick the ball up. Okay, tackles on the ball, I like it. Seven seconds left on the guy's turn. Smartin has to make a decision. This orc has to move, but he has to move somewhere. He picked up the ball. And he needs to go for it. He needs to go for it, otherwise he's not in scoring position. Ah. So, no orc piece is in scoring position. Unfortunate. He had to do the GFIs. Down he goes. So all that's left is probably a vanity pass, and that'll be the end of the game. There's no way for them to push the orc forwards. But I can see it. Maybe there is, actually. Maybe there is. This blitzer could come in here. A block from this blitzer here. Push back. Push back. Fill in this spot. Nah, it's not going to happen. No, you needed that piece to chain push, my friend. It is interesting watching some of the newer coaches play and how they don't consider chain pushing, like, in the slightest. But I'd say that was a fairly successful game for the elves. They got a casualty SPP. Oh, actually, no, this was both down, so they didn't get casualty SPP. They didn't lose anyone important. Just an elf, a line elf, not important. Kind of disappointing for the orcs. They didn't get a fat lot out of this. Oh, and the turn 16 foul from a black orc. And a knockdown. It is what it is. Foul didn't really accomplish anything, and he got sent off. What a way to end. Jamie didn't see the GFIs. So, MVP on alignment, MVP on a war dancer. Did anyone level up? I don't believe so. Wonder what they rolled for monies. Anyway, that'll be the end of the game. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, and good night.